Hello everyone, today's video is on why everybody hates Hublot.
Boom, Watch Fam.
What is up, Watch Fam? My name is Michael, and I am not the curator of the Theo and Harris Watch Shop, but Christian is, so you should definitely check out the Theo and Harris Watch Shop and see if there's any watches that you'd want to buy. So real quick, few things. Number one, most of you are probably going to skip to the end of this video to see who won the Rolex. Totally fine. I get it. Just come back here if you don't mind. Two, we are usually giving away straps every video, even if I don't explicitly say we're giving away a strap, but we probably are. Maybe on this video. So if you comment, we're just going to start picking people randomly. Just going to start shooting fish in a barrel. Anyways, real quick, this video is totally inspired by Nico Leonard, formerly Pride and Pinion. He hates Hublot, as does most watch people that are like diehard watch lovers. So shout out to him. He's way bigger than this channel, and basically I think he's going to be bigger than every watch channel in like a week or something like that. Shout out to him and the team behind him and the editors and stuff like that. Anyways, though. Hublot. Hated, oftentimes without explanation, but if you Google, why do people hate Hublot, it comes in pretty quick. I figured I would just make a quick rundown of that. We're not going to get into crazy specific details and models and stuff like that, but we're going to go over three main things. One, Hublot's achievements and their impact on the watch world. Two, why do people hate Hublot, which is, the meat and potatoes here. Three, can they ever become not hated? And four, obviously, bonus one, Rolex time. But anyways, if you have not subscribed, you definitely should. And also, follow us on Instagram. Christian posts watch pictures every single day, so that's fun. Okay, so if you walk into a room full of watch lovers and you're like, I really don't think Hublot is as bad as people say it is, I think that would be the first time a group of watch lovers executed someone publicly. Hublot is so hated, it is insane. And partly because I feel like that is part of the human bonding experience. Everybody needs to find something to hate. But also, Hublot is a massive company, and they're not that hated by everyone. It is the people that are straight up watch nerds that hate Hublot. Just so we get that out there. I told Christian I was going to make this video, and he was like, all right, make sure to wear cover. So as you're probably aware, we talk about it all the time. There's a very pivotal moment in the luxurious watch space when AP basically said, hey, our elegant dress watches, although they're beautiful and crafted brilliantly, aren't really in high demand right now. We need to do something big. And Gerald Genta said, hey, how about we do this watch with the screws exposed? It's very industrial, the AP Royal Oak. He was in his hotel room. He sketched it in 7 minutes and then threw it out the window and so on. All of a sudden, steel was in a very, very luxurious watch from one of the most esteemed watch brands in the world. Patek Philippe also came out with the Nautilus, another Genta design, and boom. All of a sudden, two of the most prestigious watchmakers in the world are making extremely luxurious watches out of steel. And the market was basically like, wow, okay, that's new. How can we capitalize on that? And someone named Carl Crocco, also there's going to be a lot of stuff I mispronounce in this video. Let's just pretend it's all intentional. So Carlo Crocco left the Binda Watch Group in 1976, and he had this great idea. It was never thought of before. It was an industrially designed, luxurious watch with not just precious metals. So pretty revolutionary, maybe. And I personally think there was one aspect of the original Hublot that wasn't copied. It was just a modification. And I actually think that was good. I don't think the concept wasn't going to be designed ever, but I do think that Hublot brought it into the market and kind of made an impact with it. And that is the rubber strap. So if you look at the original Hublot watch, there's the gold porthole, and then what was crazy was that there was a natural rubber strap around it. So that one aspect of Hublot, I was like, okay, at least they brought something new. If it was just a gold band or they made the entire watch out of steel or something, I think Hublot never would have gotten a shot. It would have been like, this is a brand out of nowhere that blatantly looked at the AP, looked at Patek, and said, hey, what if I did one in the middle and shipped it out? And you can correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, just check the comments and see. But Hublot put the rubber strap on the watch, and then a little bit later, all of a sudden, Patek and AP have rubber straps on their watch. Again, not saying they would have never done that, or that wasn't already in the works, or the offshore was a concept to them that they would have squashed until Hublot came out. Oh, actually, I forgot to do a wristwatch check. Last time in the vlog, I said I was wearing my grandfather's Casio G-Shock from World War I. Obviously, that was a joke because G-Shocks didn't come out until 1980s, and World War I was in the 1910s. So I'm sorry to who I offended. But anyways, today I am wearing a Rolex 1601. This watch is from 1970. It was given to me by the founder of Rolex, Hans Wilsdorf, on his first birthday in 1881. Anyways, though, so that's the brief history of Hublot. Obviously, there's a lot more things to be said, but if you look at Hublot now, this is what you see. And this is the product of Jean-Claude Biver, a marketing genius in the watch world. Biver basically looked at Hublot and said, you're missing the point. The rubber strap is great, but that is not what drives this brand forward. And I'm imagining when he was telling people this, he was doing this a lot, just being like, Fusion! But basically, that was his whole thing. Fusion! That's what he brought to Hublot. He basically said, no, it's not the rubber strap that makes Hublot so great. It's fusion. It's the fact that you're mixing in two very different materials. I forget his exact words, but he was basically saying, fusion! You get the rubber for the straps from the trees over here above Earth, and you get the gold from the actual watch deep in the Earth, and it's and people were like, okay, you think that'll work? And it did, and it worked very well. And that's why if you look at Hublot now, that's their whole thing. They're mixing materials. They have a watch right now with concrete on it, which sounds cool. And I agree that it is cool, and I think just from looking at it and nothing else, the Classic Fusion is a nice looking watch. I can't deny that. But that was, and now that is, Hublot's thing. They are the masters, or, the pioneers of fusion, mixing different materials on watches. And now, obviously, they're very ostentatious, very loud, very big, very in your face. Very much someone, if they're wearing long sleeves, they will roll one sleeve all the way up and not the other one to show off their Hublot. So that's fine, obviously, but what makes them not fine? I have 4 reasons and then a weird reason at the end that is a separate subject. Problem is, for a lot of Hublots, not all of them, which we'll get into in a second, but you are looking at the body of a Ferrari and you are driving a Tacoma. And there's nothing wrong with a Tacoma. A Tacoma is an extremely reliable car made by Toyota. Should we talk about that anymore? It's a reliable car. And if you're in a Tacoma and it looks like a Tacoma, you're like, okay, let's go. But if someone says, hey, get in my Ferrari, and then when they get on the highway, they floor it and it goes, and it gets 40 miles a gallon, you're gonna feel like something's wrong. And that goes for anything. If you walk into a beautiful mansion and it's not furnished and there's no rugs, it's just concrete everywhere, you're gonna feel ripped off. Even if it's not yours, you're just gonna look at it and be like, something is wrong here. It's like when someone has a beautiful car. How many examples do you need? Beautiful car in the driveway, and they don't have a house. It's that whole dynamic of didn't get the full thing. You ordered dinner and someone put a meatball on the table and walked away. They didn't even give you a plate. You're like, okay, well, at least I got the meatball. That's the main thing I feel like that frustrates watch enthusiasts from the brand perspective. Now, if we kind of zoom in on that engine and we look at it, we look at the movement, Hublot does have their own in-house, very prestigious movement, the Unico, which, funnily enough, I was just on their website looking at their watches. I went on the Classic Fusion, and I wanted to see what they said about the movement, and they say nothing about the movement. You can explore the watch further, but they brag about their Unico movement, and they don't tell you the movement in the watch that you're looking at. So if that says something, that's all that needs to be said. I think it's still relevant in 2021, January 29th, that they still use movements that are modified Sellita movements, or just modified, generic movements, nothing crazy, which to a lot of people is a problem. Because why would you spend X amount of dollars on a Hublot with this movement when it looks like this, when really you could spend much less? There just isn't a watch that has that same design, which we will get into at the end of this video. So the movements are definitely a problem, but to further beat this car analogy to death, so if we look at Ferrari, for example, there are people that are into Ferraris and luxury cars and could tell you about the engine inside and out and all this history and all that, and that's cool. And then there are people that like signs of wealth. There are people that can tell you they have a Ferrari in their driveway. If they love the car, fine, that's incredible because you got a car that you love. But if you just like to drive your car around and say, look at how much money I paid for this car, that's the market that Hublot is typically associated with. Moving on from that point, this kind of self-imploding thing, which again, Hublot is not self-imploding. They are doing fine, and not only fine, they're doing incredible, but when you say Hublot, if you're in the watch world and you say that person is a Hublot owner, you probably have an image in your head of the owner of that watch. If some watch lover sprints over to the counter to stop someone from buying a Hublot and they're all out of breath and they're like, you could get a Grand Seiko, which is a much better deal than your Hublot, you're probably not talking to a fellow watch lover that would say, oh, really? Let me check out Grand Seiko's in-house offerings and moving on. Those are two very different watch buyers for the most part. If the Classic Fusion was $3,000 to $4,000 less, I might be at the boutique buying it, but I don't think it will be. I also don't know what bounty I just put on my head by saying that. Hopefully not much. I tried to take a lot of money off the price to make it fair. And finally, the most annoying thing going off of their marketing is Hublot's limited edition. Everything is limited edition, which again, their whole thing is fusion materials and stuff like that, which is cool. And in order to mess with a bunch of materials, there probably isn't a ton of demand to get a concrete watch, then to get a watch made of sugar, then to get a watch made of glass. Like, there's not a ton of demand. So you can see why they would have a limited edition watch. But the fact that it's so redundant and pushed in your face is frustrating to a lot of people because it creates a sense of urgency that you should buy this watch. Buy it now, not because of anything special, just because we didn't make a lot. It's not them selling the fact that they pulled off this incredible feat. It's them selling exclusivity, which is fine in certain cases. If a watch brand drops 100 units of a watch and they're like, okay, go at it, and everybody's all excited and they buy it and they're like, wow, I got the limited edition, this and that. And then a month later, they're like, hey, limited edition number 2 coming your way. Immediately, it devalues the first limited edition and the second limited edition, and just kind of, I don't even know the right word really, but it's just kind of like, oh, cool, another limited edition. That seems to be all you do. And Hublot's in the corner like, no. So that's really it. Jean-Claude Biver and, Carlo Crocco didn't go and kill someone with a watch or something like that. But it generally feels like Hublot is a profit, which all companies are. I know. It feels only like Hublot wants money. Hublot kind of capitalizes on the uninformed watch buyer. So the question is, can they ever not be hated? The answer is, I think no. From our community, not because of Hublot at this point, well, I guess because of Hublot, but they fell into that circle of like, this watch company sucks, they're trying to rip us off. And that from a company perspective is so hard to dig yourself out of. I think it'll be a really long time before the diehard watch community warms up to Hublot, if they ever do, and that is only if they take certain steps. And I think those certain steps would be just to dramatically slash prices. I think that would surprise a lot of people in the watch community. Even then, people would still probably be like, you should have your own in-house movement. But if all of a sudden a Classic Fusion was selling for $2,500, or if it was similar to Longines pricing or something like that, or just maybe even a little bit above, I think a lot of people suddenly would be like, whoa, okay, that's insane. So from the reading I got and from my own perspective, I think there's always going to be a market, even for diehard watch lovers, to have a loud, outspoken watch, a big red watch with crazy polishing all around it, or a concrete watch or something like that. And looking at Hublot from that perspective, that designs this style of watches, there are plenty of other brands that do it as well. But Hublot, and this is not to every Hublot model, but to some of them, they do hit at a lower price point than some of those other loud, ostentatious brands. And that specific point right there, the fact that they aren't necessarily a deal of a watch, but when you look at watches with similar design principles like Richard Mille or Roger Dubuis, they hit that lower price point. That's the market right there. If you have a $300,000 Roger Dubuis that not a lot of people hear of, and then you have a Hublot that looks, similarly ostentatious, or just ostentatious in a different way for way cheaper, boom, sold on that. It does the job, and it's Hublot, and everybody knows it. They hit their market right there. That's why the Big Bang basically roared forward when Jean-Claude Biver brought it up, because it hit that point of, wow, that's a really ostentatious, loud watch, and it doesn't cost as much as a Roger Dubuis Lamborghini collaboration. And I think this move would devalue their brand to that market, but increase the brand to our market, which is way smaller, so they would never do it. But if they brought in this fusion ideology to a more acceptable price points for the movements that they are using, I think then people would be like, oh, okay, cool. Why not? If I can get this really cool bright red skeleton crazy watch for a justifiable price, and I don't feel like I'm being ripped off, and it's not overly marketed and hyped up, garish, gross marketed, this is a great watch. I don't think Hublot will ever do that, but I think that's how at least they would get on my side, and I'm assuming some other people's sides too. But anyways, definitely let me know what you think. If you like me, you should follow me on my YouTube channel, The Iron Snail, right here. You should click on that. But okay, without further ado, you may have clicked here from the beginning of the video and not listened to anything I said. That's all right. I understand. Here we go. We are giving away the Rolex Datejust 1601 real quick. Thank you for 100,000 subscribers. It's very nice to have you all here. Okay, so the winner of the Rolex Datejust 1601. It's just a name. I don't know if I can give away just your name, but I guess I have to. Let me make sure I can do that. The winner of the Rolex Datejust 1601 is an Instagram follower of Christian's personal account, which doubled your chances of winning, Andrew James. We will reach out and DM you the second this video is posted. So 8 a.m., well, if you're watching this video, you already got the DM, but we will send you the DM along with the watch. Not in the DM. We'll actually send you, matches if it was just a picture. We are giving away another Rolex Datejust in the future. And I'm sorry if you didn't win. I wish I could give you all Datejust, but thanks so much for following us. I will see you, I think, Friday. Do a little snap. Oh, that sucked.